Who's sitting up?
That's an obvious question.
I'm gonna gong you.
Try it. I'll take your parking space. I'll see you at the parking lot.
I'm the only one that has the power to do that.
Boom. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning.
You're gonna have to get your off.
I know.
And I'm not moving from there.
What's that?
We'll see. We'll see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 witnesses.
To what?
Friday, tomorrow morning, we'll see.
All right, it's that time, let's get started. But we can't get started until,
Boom.
boom, hopefully no one's on the phone over here. All right, I got my jog in. You'll be number 12.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right, the number is, what is it?
8.
10. Adam!
What's that?
And what's that? He's like, why
You need to-
my name get called?
Because you mopped the whole office today.
You won the on-time drawing, a little, I don't know what's in the box.
Okay.
And
careful.
this one says it's a phone sanitizer screensaver.
All right.
All right,
Hey.
that is for the on-time drawing. That's what you want.
All right.
Adam's new around here. All right, let's get started. Pull out your phones.
We don't have phones.
Take a picture of me. Take a selfie. Take a group pic. And then at the end, after you've taken pics, because you're going to take pictures of our guest speaker, Heaney, and then check in on Facebook. All right?
Mark,
This-
time to get your picture. Can you stand up?
Oh. You're being recorded, Mark.
You didn't see that, did you, Kathy?
I didn't see anything.
That's good. All right, rev up training. So tomorrow is module 10, finding the motivated sellers and preparing to win the listing. It's going to be live right here in the office. Jeff is going to be the instructor, so you'll be able to hear it throughout the whole office. He might talk a little louder.
Is that the Jeff that I met the other day?
That's Jeff Wallenfein.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he talks a little loud.
Oh, well, that's fine, they can hear that.
No rev up this coming Monday because it's Juneteenth and we won't be here. Next Wednesday, Module 11, winning the listing and negotiating the sale. Jim's the instructor live here. And then next Friday, a week from tomorrow, is Module 10, closing the sale and creating clients for life. Again, live for here. So all three of these will be live in this office and via Zoom if you want Zoom. However, it's much better live. So be here if you want to attend any of these classes. And then once we go over to Module 1, the following week we'll be live at the Summerlin office. All right. So all Realty One Group offices will be closed on Monday. They're closed, which means we won't be, the staff won't be here. But you guys can slave away while we're home, hanging out by the pool. Actually, I'll be on the golf course on Monday, so, but I will still be available if you guys need anything. You have my number, feel free to reach out. All right, blood drive, when is it? July 18th, it is a Monday, it's gonna be right here in this room. I've already signed up. I have a 10 a.m. slot. So if you want to see me giving blood, I'll be giving blood. Or just go ahead and sign up and give blood yourself. It's a real need right now. It's always a real need, but it is. So sign up to give blood. July 18th. They'll be here all day.
Can you just show up?
Probably, but it's probably best to schedule a slot. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they won't send you away, but if all the chairs are taken, they might. All right, last Friday of every month, so I guess that's next Friday, right? Next Friday is happy hour. Beverages will be provided. We will have snacks. I don't know what we're gonna have yet, but it just seems to get better and better every time. Last month's happy hour was really good, very well attended. New faces. Linda was there. Did you have a good time?
Yes, I did,
Yeah.
but gotta miss it this Friday.
Okay. All right. You
Going
can
to the soccer game.
you can catch July.
Good for you.
So be here next Friday, 3 to 5, happy hour. All right. And then on June 30th, we're going to have a barbecue here in celebration of July 4th. Don't know what we're barbecuing yet. Could be hamburgers and hot dogs. Might have a food truck come in. Haven't finalized those plans yet. But plan on being here noon on June 30th. What?
Kebabs this time.
Kebabs?
Fajitas.
Oh.
Try it. Something different.
All right, I'm all about that.
Some Argentinian choripán or something.
No,
That's a good one.
no.
I mean, that's really good.
All right, every Friday, so tomorrow wear your favorite team jersey. There was quite a few of us last Friday that had our team jerseys on. I did. I didn't forget this time. So show up in your team jersey and we'll take a group picture. So be here tomorrow, team jersey. All right. This is your weekly reminder about. It's less about remind. It's more about transaction desk is going away. So as of sometime in September, we will not have access to transaction desk anymore. We will be going to SkySlope Forms as soon as it gets approved. Yeah, we're really excited about that. And the difference is, you know, there's forms in SkySlope right now, but it's not the product SkySlope Forms. SkySlope Forms will allow us to actually create our transactions in SkySlope. It'll allow us to send out for signatures in SkySlope, and of course we turn our transactions into SkySlope. So we won't have to go into transaction desk or remind and then into SkySlope. So as soon as it gets approved, I heard it's already got approved up in Reno. We're just waiting for approval here. We're hoping soon so that we can have it in before transaction desk goes
So
away.
you can do the Venticide and everything.
All right through SkySlope, yeah, it's gonna be cool. Do you have any experience with that?
None whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we're gonna have, SkySlope Forms. All right, Tony's not here, so she can't talk. Tony is with American Home Shield. All right, Shawnee is here. She can talk. And she's got a killer program she's talking about.
Yes, 3, 2, 1. Again, I'm going to remind you guys about the rate buy down. 3, 2, 1. I think rates are beautifully, rising. So I think this is a very good program for your buyers and even sellers. I mean, listing agents. I know Macrina. I made a flyer for her.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it for door dropping.
Yes, and I'm going to join with them because we closed a deal last month,
Yes.
right? So I'm going to and I can make flyers. I mean, at least they will get to talk to you. You know, people will be interested. So if you have a potential seller or buyer, it doesn't matter. Just we'll advertise on this one with your name on it. I will co-brand it. And then we'll get some business out of it, okay? Please reach
So
out
in
to
a
me.
nutshell, what is it?
Yeah, what's the cost to do this?
So there will be a cost. So Epic Lending is willing to contribute some lender credit. I don't know, I can't decide on your part how much you guys can contribute as a broker credit. It's up to you guys. If you really want to close the deal, we all have to do something, you know. Yesterday, I got another comp reduction, meaning I got a pay cut on my commission just to help my buyers. We have to do something. We have to be creative. We can't be, money hungry or can't do that. We have to all come up with a game plan. So that this market is tough right now. So my managers, everyone talked about it. So we reduced our comp plan so we can accommodate rates to our buyers. And there will be a cost, and I have the guidelines. I will go over everything. If you can meet me after the meeting, I will go over everything because it's like I have to show you in the computer. how
She has a
it
big
is.
old spreadsheet that has it all.
Yeah, so there will be a cost, but it's still worthwhile. You can get the rate at a lower, 3% or 4%. And when the rates go down, who knows? Next year, we don't know. You can refinance. There's no prepayment penalty on that. So, I know time is running out, but 3-2-1 buy down program. Let's do
What
something.
are the interest rates since they got raised yesterday?
I think 6.
6. They are 6%.
Oh, beautiful, magic number.
Yeah, I mean.
FHA.
Can't wait.
FHA,
Conventional.
I'm buying
yeah, FHA,
What's the conventional at? It's higher.
conventional 6, good credit 769, it was at 6.5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
conventional. Yes. Good credit, perfect credit, 769.
Can you still do the 5% down on the conventional?
5% down, yeah. Down payment, that didn't
That's
change,
not steep.
it's 5%.
It's
Yeah,
only
it's
the
the
interest
rate.
rate.
How does the interest rate now compare to like 3 or 4 years ago?
3-4
You mean
years
when it was
ago.
in the twos?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago,
Yeah.
pre-COVID.
I did a refinance, I think 4 years ago, 5.875, she was very happy at that time. So compared to that, it's not bad, it's not 8%, it's not 9% yet.
And those existed and people still bought houses when they were that, so.
Focus on the payment, that's what I do. I don't go, I'm not gonna tell them, oh, your rate is this. I'm gonna focus on the payment. If they can afford the payment, I just, close the loan.
Do you have adjustable rates available?
Not yet, not yet. They will work on it, okay?
Thank you,
Any
Shawnee.
questions? Thank you.
I'm afraid to focus on the payment. So for those that, the reason why I'm saying that is I'm in contract to purchase a new home. And so, yeah, I'm afraid to focus on the payment. All right, Felicia, what's going on with Rock Title?
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
A couple things. Do you have our Rock University flyer
I do
for? Nope. Okay. So it's Thursday, so 1 o'clock. Justin Taylor is going to do lead converting mailers today at 1 o'clock on Zoom. So if you're not familiar with Rock University is what the website where you can go and register. You do have to click register, and he will send you back the Zoom link. So anybody that is doing mailers, some people have a little bit of a heavy heart with those. This is going to be a great one not to miss. And don't forget, if you become a all access VIP with Rock University, you can go into the library and retrieve the videos because they do get recorded. So that's going to be a good one today.
I'm a
actually can't
believer
make it,
in
but I wish I could.
mailers, I really am.
Yeah, so a little uptick in listings, right? Wanted to remind you guys, we have an awesome listing package we can put together for you. And I wanted to point out a couple things where to find these things because you hear about Altos and you hear about, know before you list, kibble reports. Everyone's like, where do you find those? So this is an entire listing packet that I can put together for you. If you guys have a listing and you would like for me to do that, give me a little bit of notice and I can put this together. In your property profile packet is where you're gonna find your Altos report. Who knows what the Altos report is? A fantastic zip code market trend report for your seller for just their zip code, okay? So it's gonna go into detail. We also have a one-page summary Altos report, but this one goes into detail with graphs, okay, what's happening in the market in their zip code. So it is within the property profile. The other report that we do a lot of is a know before you list. And what's fantastic about the know before you list is it's one page and it's a quick snapshot before you go to your listing to know who's on title, if they have an existing deed of trust, okay, we don't know what they owe, but we'll at least know if they have an open deed of trust, any HOA liens, any mechanics liens, anything that's recorded against the property, all on one summary page. Really, if anything is the most important out of this entire book, it's this one page. Know before you list, it's nicknamed the kibble report. So I can put all of this together for you in a very nice 2-pocket folder, along with a seller guide, Okay, so we got the seller guides. Everybody's seen our seller guides. The red alert flyer, I've got ways to take title, who's your seller, Rock Advantage program flyer with the verbiage, our discount flyer, Life of an Escrow. It's really just talking in touch points and just to make it look like there's some preparedness there. So would be more than happy and grateful to be able to do that for your next listing. Yes, Linda?
Could you prepare the Altos report valley-wide? Or
They're
does
just
it-
by zip code.
Or is it just by
Yeah.
zip code?
So when you get the report, you can just do a little quick click on a button that will allow you to change the zip code, and it immediately pulls up a new
Oh,
report.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the Altos report. I've actually had agents that just print the first page, the summary page that you can do, and door drop with that. Who is door dropping soon? Somebody said. Macrina, the first page, are you set up on Altos? Okay, so you can do the one-page summary with the live ticker that shows if it's still a seller's market, et cetera, with all of the average data, and then roll it up and door drop with that. Yeah, so I'll get you set up on Altos. Do you guys have any questions about property profiles, listing packages, open house packages, list reports? All goes hand in hand, so I would, yes.
List reports, but I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, awesome.
All righty.
Love to hear from you guys.
Thank you, Felicia.
You're welcome.
All righty, next up, we have Kathy Heaney. Who has heard Kathy teach, speak? I mean, she's amazing, she's been around a few years.
32 years.
32
Longer than
years.
some of you might be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we had third mortgages back then. Third mortgages, and people were selling homes. Right before I got here, the interest rate was 17%.
Right.
Oh.
We bought a house at 16% in the day, I mean.
Yeah, so when the interest rates go up, people, and also, I don't know that this, oh, is it okay that I start?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay. So, your clients have had a change, and you've had a bit of a change too, because they called you on the carpet about the changes. It's called One Home, okay? And I've been training a lot of things over the years. Yeah, probably much easier to get to. I'm gonna log, actually, I train live. I log in and I train live, so I pretty much, I don't like to do a canned presentation only because that limits me, so. There are 17,300 members now. Wow. Now, that was the same, we went through this before, back in 2004, 2005. You were here then, weren't you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we went through this before. Everybody wants to be an agent, so you might end up losing a deal to somebody whose cousin or brother-in-law or sister-in-law just got a license, right?
Probably already have.
Girlfriend,
Yeah,
my nephew used
Yeah.
his girlfriend.
yeah, exactly, yes. Everybody's got a story, and let somebody who's been there before guide you on that, because I'm not a realtor. I've never been a realtor. I did go to real estate school when they had third mortgages, but nonetheless, and life still went on. Now, I wanted to do this because do not store your password in your browser. That's really bad computer hygiene. Really, really bad computer hygiene. Why? Because if somebody steals your computer, there go your credentials. And isn't it kind of a miserable experience trying to change your passwords and everything? Which would even be worse when they have your computer. So I'm sure you use Cox just like we do, right? America's fastest internet. We changed the single sign-in page so that it shows you the weather. Here's what I do with that. I go walk. Weather permitting, I will walk, right? So I'm going to say up there. So I'm not walking now, but nonetheless, speaking of mailings, everybody's aware of Realist, right? Yeah, they could do mailing labels for you as well. And I'm down to one Realist class a month. It's on Zoom. And we try to shove the classes in your face and all the news about what's going on at the association. We shove it in your face in the hopes that you'll read it. And folks don't, right? And then they go, well, what's going on? Because that day that we changed over from One Home, and we had sent information out for people to read, people just picked up the phone. What's going on? Okay, so the latest message, we're gonna be closed Monday, and I have some advanced classes happening on Zoom. Now, did you ever wonder what all those other products are on your single sign-in? You know what all these things are, right? No, right, okay. Because on next week, sometime next week, I'm doing, it's called Navigating Your Career with LBR Products. I talk about the other products, and there's one coming, list track, which I just saw yesterday. So we've got a CMA, I would say about 50% of the, how many people here know how to do a CMA?
You have to.
I agree, if you were going to come and get an interview for a job as a realtor, if you couldn't do a CMA, you wouldn't get the job.
Correct.
Correct, right, so there's a CMA class that Tom's doing this afternoon, but you have no idea how many people call and say, can you walk me through a CMA?
Even the quick CMA report is very useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the answer is, can you walk me through selling my own house? Will you walk me through selling me my own house? No. So, my coworker is learning. Benita left, she retired. Now I got a fellow named Tom, so we got Tom and I right now. So, one of the things that I want you to take a look at is One Home Visitors. One Home is the new client portal. And somewhere on your home page, it says New One Home Visitors. That's your customers. And we did a survey to agents on One Home, and then we surveyed the customers on One Home. Guess who likes it better? The customers. Because there's more information there. There's a walk score, there's a bike score, there's a transit score, there's a mortgage calculator, there's a whole lot of things. Have you sent yourself an email since we implemented One Home? Yeah. Yeah. If you haven't, then you don't know what One Home is, because One Home is being used by your clients. So for example, I have Tom here, my coworker. Let me use Julie. Okay, so I have Julie here, and I click on her name, and it tells me that I have 3 auto emails. Just like every good retired person that lives in their community, she wants to know what's going on in her community. And the community is Spanish Trail, Queensridge, and Siena. So when I pop that open, I get a note, I get settings, criteria, and what we're noticing right now, prices are coming down rapidly. Open houses are going up rapidly. Why? Because prices are changing, the mortgage rates went up, and a lot of people are now doing open houses. How about, who has a listing in here?
Getting one on.
Yeah, okay, but right now, you know about reverse prospecting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you know about reverse prospecting, because that's how you can reach out and find somebody that's interested in your listing. Yeah.
Where is the One Home portal on the sign-in page? I don't see it.
It's actually not on the sign-in page. The One Home portal is for your customers, first of all.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay.
And here's where it is, where it says open in One Home, it's in the auto email.
So should we have,
Auto.
I missed this stuff, should we have gotten an
Yeah.
auto email, or did we need to see?
No, your customers are getting auto email, so you're getting copies of them.
And they're getting them because why?
Because you set them up as automatic
It's
email.
the search results, when you set up a search.
When you set up a cert, yeah, for your customers, and they get listings, they get them on your portal.
I always,
Okay, so anyone who we've ever set up an active search for has gotten an email with the new.
With the new
portal.
look, yeah.
Okay, so they
Okay.
get that, so you're showing us what they're
They're,
seeing.
what they're seeing,
Okay,
correct.
So
So-
we need to send ourselves this email, so we
just
see what
CC
they're
yourself
seeing.
on it.
Always
That's
CC
okay.
yourself.
Got it.
Is it the recent use content?
That way you know they're getting the emails.
I suppose it could be, but I set up an auto email for her, and it's been going all along. Okay, so, you're shaking your head, no, you didn't set up emails?
I didn't set up, I set the auto emails up
Right.
for me to send to them.
Now, okay, so that's the part of One Home that's most confusing for our agents, because agents were behaving as clients.
Well,
And they were saying, okay, I'm gonna do this for them, I'm gonna do that for them, I'm gonna do this for them, I'm gonna do that for them, and that's not a part of One Home anymore. That's behaving as the client. Let them do their own thing. Let them mark their own, if they are marking favorites and doing mortgage. Yeah.
Could we see the results when you hit that open in One Home?
That's why I'm going, open in One Home.
so is it, okay, I'm sorry, but is it people that you set up searches for,
Yes.
okay, so you
Yes.
said, okay, so I
Yes,
got
now,
that.
first of all, it gives you a little bio, which you can, notice the X in the top, they don't have to read it, okay? It gives them a little bio, right? And if I don't wanna read it, great, I'll just close it. So this is a copy of, and everything has price decreases, new listing, no, not everything has price decreases, okay. So what did we replace? We replaced your picture at the top, right?
Why?
Why?
That's our page, that page is not branded.
It's got your picture down here.
It doesn't have mine.
It's ADA compliant. The other one wasn't. One of my ADA compliancy, yeah, ADA compliancy. One of my best friends, been in real estate 40 years, she's blind now. She still sells real estate, but she's limited in her sight. So the old one, they could have, whoever's in charge of ADA could have called us and said, you know what, that's not ADA compliant, take it down now.
And why wasn't it in compliance?
Oh, it just never was. I have no
Because the
idea.
size of the picture, or?
It was just because people that we wanted one brand, one home, that's the brand. And if the customer comes from somewhere where they've already bought real estate, like in Georgia or California or something like that, they already know one home. They're already familiar with it. Yeah, so that's number one why we had to.
Because like our phone number's not up there, I mean.
No, but guess where it is? It's down here. And that's what I'm gonna show you today, is how you can put your information there.
Okay.
Most agents don't. Most agents, what do most agents do? There you go. There you go. And I was at an office visit yesterday, and I was showing folks how to do different things, and they're going, oh, mine was blank. You've been selling real estate for, 5 years, why was it blank? So anyway, this is where, if the customer clicks on a property, right, and they see, they can see all the pictures, right, they can see all the, they have a breakdown of monthly costs, and I will warn you, this breakdown of monthly costs, the insurances are sky high. We're trying, so you can actually probably put something in that's about half that to get their monthly payment, right? And let me go ahead and close that. There's a compare button. I'm not gonna go ahead and use the compare. I can see the virtual tour. So everybody wants to know, does the virtual tour go out with the listing? Yes. The public remarks, nice job on the public remarks, nice, robust. That's what I like to see. And then the details, there's more things in here, including whether a certain size bed will fit in the secondary bedroom, because there's a lot of information in here that wasn't in the old portal, right? For example, how big is the second and third bedroom? That stuff wasn't in the old portal, right? Now, some of you have been around long enough that you looked at that old brochure view, which was horrible. Why do you love it so much? Why did you love the old brochure so much? Because you've lived with it for a long time.
Used to it. They changed.
Yeah, just like Taxstar. Oh God, why did Taxstar change? Well, Taxstar actually died in a way. Now we have Matrix Tax. So building details, all the utilities and construction. So there's a lot more information, right, about the appliances, the directions, including, and as I keep scrolling down, there's a new school tool called Live By, and that rates the schools. And you can load some more schools here. So it rates all the schools, including private schools.
Within a radius of the house?
You can load more schools, yes, within a certain mile of the house. It tells you how the distance, what the distance is, yeah. And I haven't paid much attention to schools. I don't have any kids open house. Why are there no open houses here? But now, they do not have to create an account unless they want to make a favorite. Then they have to create a username and password. But if they're just looking,
Where does that pop up? Because I had a client ask me, does he have to create an account?
well, no, he doesn't have to. No, if he's going to mark a favorite, he does. Okay, what they do is they create their own username, their own email, and password. You don't even see it. Don't call me and ask me what your customer's password is, and even worse, something happened to me, it's only happened to me once already, you know that I am not a realtor. You know I am a loose cannon. I use words like Kentucky, the hood. You want me talking to your clients? Don't ever have your clients call me. So there is a forget password if they do. Yeah,
I
Linda?
have a question. So when the client receives a new property update email and they click on that for more information, does it go to this page that lists all their properties, or does it just go to the property specific page?
Well, there's a button at the top that says back to listings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I set up a search for me for a neighborhood that I'm gonna have a listing in. So when I got a new email, or my neighborhood comps, when I get an email, I click on that, and it just seems to go to that property itself and not this page with all the map and.
Well, I clicked on a listing.
Say that again?
I clicked on a listing. I clicked on a particular listing. So this is just an email of listings in a neighborhood. And I clicked on that listing to show you all the features that were on that particular listing.
But when they click on the property, what's the page, what's the, when they get an email and they're clicking from the email, more information on the property.
This is what they're getting.
Okay.
That's what they're getting.
I don't seem to get that on mine when on my searches. Is it because I'm an agent?
I'm in an agent preview mode, so I'm looking at it like you would look at it. So,
Okay, I'll have to just check it out.
yeah, you did. There were things for you to read, and there were videos for you to watch, and it was on the Matrix Learning Lab, which was in your face on the homepage. The best thing that I think about this is walk, bike, transit score, right? Because what was happening, and the way my company designed this, is they felt that your customers were looking at your listings and then go, oh, okay, walkscore.com or other places where they would find information, and then you would lose them because then Zillow or Realtor.com or God knows who else where they went. Here, it tries to keep them within the One Home portal because it has just about everything you need there. There really isn't any other reason to go anywhere else. A complete history of pricing, and there will be more. There's a comp button you can use if you want to, and I'm amazed at how these properties went from under $1 million to over $1 million so rapidly. I'm in Spanish Trail, by the way, that's where I am. But that is what your customer gets now. Now, on your Matrix homepage, you have something called Matrix Learning Lab. And there were lots of videos there that you could watch, and we did lots and lots of training, and sometimes it's frustrating because we do all this training, nobody comes in, then they blew up our phones. A new guy who's been with us only a couple of years says, okay, I'm 85 phone calls behind because every agent wants an introduction. This is what happened, instead of reading, okay? So there's a lot of stuff in there that you can go through and take a look at, all right? And you get badges, and there's videos, and there's all kinds of stuff there that I don't know how many people have watched, but I watched a good number of it myself. Now, I want you to fill out your personal profile, and where we do that is under My Matrix, My Information. So that's the information. First of all, we get your email from the association membership department. And if you have a problem with that, then you can just send them an email and say, please change my email address. There's pros and cons of using personal email versus using company email, pros and cons of each. But if you have another name, I get this a lot, somebody will have a nickname or something, mine being Red, check the override button and just put your nickname. Okay, so what people know you as. If you have credentials, which I do, I have some credentials. I have an E-Pro. I'm also a yoga teacher with lots of training. Your license number should show there. Put your cell number there. Because where are your leads going if you don't? I have no idea. So make sure that your information, that is the first thing you should do when you become an agent. So I am redheaded, computer goddess. That's what somebody called me that in the lobby and it never went away. And And then if you have any idea of a tagline or a saying that's unique, remember 17,500 competition you have. I have a feeling next month it's gonna be less. Yeah, yeah, because it's been good. It's been really good for a lot of you. And okay, so then you would put in any tagline. Okay, here's my tagline. Here's why you never want people to talk to me. Not selling real estate. Go away. All right? So yeah, I've got it. So make sure you fill this out completely and hit save.
Does it automatically transfer if you already have that set up in the previous?
Well, it should, you
Before it
should,
went to one.
if you set it up, yes. But really what most people do is what she said when they show up. They show up. I'm here, where's my business?
What is autofill is what when you email someone to change.
Well, when you say auto, the only thing that's autofilled there is the email address, right? It comes from membership, LVR membership.
Oh, that's the only thing? the email?
Yeah, the only thing. Everything else you can change. Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of information that's there.
That you probably put there at one point in time.
That would be amazing.
That would, yeah. And you know what, and literally,
That would be amazing. It has Damon's information, that's right.
oh, okay. I had a, well, not all of it will show. You can pick which pieces you want to show.
Sometimes you get.
Yeah, I did have a phone call the other day and the lady said to me, well, what did I just do? I said, I don't know what you just did. When I pick up the phone, number one, I can't see your computer. Number two, I can't read your mind. And number three, which is really embarrassing for you, if you can Google it, Google it. You have a great encyclopedia in front of you, right? And yeah, and sometimes we use that. What a concept. So after you save that, your next one is your header and footer. This can be your header on your printouts, and it's the header on your CMA. Okay. So I'm going to select something different because boring blue is just that, really boring.
That's
That's what everybody has, boring blue.
I have the daisies.
Yeah,
I like that Las Vegas.
yeah. So, and then hit preview. And then you would put your photo, and that is not what I look like. That's not my daughter. That's what I look like without my hair color on. So, yeah. So put your things in there. You put these in here. There's 5 bits of information, and legally, aren't there some things you have to have in there?
License number.
Yeah. You know how many people I see with that? I'm not the, division police. I'm not the division police, so I'm not gonna, I wouldn't think that the state of Nevada has enough people to follow up on all the agents there are. Hey, I had my identity stolen for the purposes of unemployment. They don't have enough people to even resolve that.
Really?
I work
Same here.
full-time job, 2 part-time jobs. Yeah. Got a 1099, and I'm still trying to figure it. Got it in January, still trying to work it out.
Really?
You can't call anybody there. Did you get yours worked out?
They sent a form and then I just claimed that that wasn't me because I was self-employed, that there was no taxes paid to the state of Nevada.
I know,
and-
yeah.
and
But to
that-
get it resigned, it messed me up for the IRS too.
Yeah.
Really messed me up.
Mhm.
Really, really messed me up. So, put all your goodies here that, I have CoreLogic twice, so, okay. So put the stuff here that's important. Your phone number, your email, and save. And here's what happens when you, if it didn't take, I get that a lot. I did that, but it didn't take.
Save.
You didn't hit save, right? That's and if it's a problem between the keyboard and the chair, I will tell you. If you know me, I will tell you it's a problem between the keyboard and the chair. Okay, this is my yoga personality. Okay, there we go. So, email signature. Make it big and make it robust. Big enough so that people can read it when 80% of emails are read on a phone. So make sure that you make it so that people can read that. Now, where did I get this from? MLS mobile app. Who uses that? Yeah. Where did I get this from? I got it from my mobile app, this number. Don't use mine. I don't want one of your customers contacting me. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. But for one home,
Redhead computer goddess. I love
yeah,
it.
somebody called me that one. So for one home, you want the big picture there. And you wanna put all your goodies. And you have all these social media links. I don't have any of those because I'm not allowed to do that on behalf of Paul Lodge. So add your social media, your Instagram, your Twitter. Who's gotten business from social media? You have? Yeah. I haven't even gotten yoga business from social media.
I got nasty emails, like
Oh
text
my God.
messages. Hey, I seen your picture. They just want to hook up.
Now, this is where you want your bio. Because in your bio will show here, when they click on your name, and then they can click on your agent profile. So make sure you fill that out, okay? And any past experience you have that brought you to real estate, anything, if you were in decorating, if you were in new home sales, everybody's got some background that might help them in this business.
What tab is all that under?
What's that?
What tab is that all under?
That is under one home. So it's my matrix, my information, and then from left to right, and then there's one home.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Otherwise, here's what's gonna happen. You'll hate it, you'll call me and you'll say, it'll give your initial and no picture. Looks horrible. He goes, why is that or a question mark? That's even
Oh, I
worse.
have it all. I've done all that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, just make sure your one home picture is there.
Yeah.
And then after you've filled that out, then come over here under hello and your name and go to settings. And I love pointing this out because this particular setting has been here for 5 years. We used to give handouts of the new members. We used to hand them the piece of paper to read about this. And we find it in the garbage in the hallway. So that's why I don't give the handouts anymore. Portal notification settings. Did you know that you can ask to be notified via text when your client saves a favorite, visits a portal? Now, if you were to do all those, that would be really annoying, but nonetheless, maybe that is what you want to do.
Is this under settings, under that hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
How
Okay.
did you get to settings again?
Okay, you go to top right, there's a drop down there, and you go to settings.
Okay.
And then you go to portal notification settings. So this particular, you can be notified if somebody saves a favorite, you can say, yeah, I want a text. I played with this one Friday, and then I did stuff over the weekend, and by Monday I turned it all off. Remember, I'm not an agent, okay? Summary. If you don't have this, basically at the beginning of every day, it comes at 3 a.m. unfortunately. At 3 a.m. an email gets sent to you saying, here are the names of the people that visited your portal. And that, if they mark a favorite or they do anything, that will show there. And this is enough for some people, but other people want, now unfortunately you can't do it by client. If I say I have this client and she's gonna buy $1 million house, but he's gonna buy a $200,000 house, I want her but not him, you can't do that. It's either all or nothing.
Or you CC the email to you, so that you get it on your email when they visit.
You
there.
should, yeah, that's absolutely something you should be doing, because when you send an auto email, a lot of times here's what happens. You send an auto email, you set it up to the best of your ability, Tom and I end up doing a lot of assurance, like, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. About, you did it right. Not my favorite thing to do, but nonetheless, you did it right, and your customer's gonna begin to get emails when there's properties that are in their criteria. All too often, here's what we find. What you set up on the criteria doesn't exist. Under $400,000 in Summerlin with 4 bedrooms.
But you could still create it, because if something comes up, then.
You can still create it, yeah. Or Their customer goes and finds something on Zillow and says, why didn't you show me this one? And I'll already answer that for you. Let me answer that for you, save your phone call. It's got different, they did different criteria than you did, but I have to prove it to you. You're like, no, they said they did. Well, that's great. What they say they do and what they really do are always two different things.
What I do is I tell my clients, if you see something on Zillow and you don't get it, it's either because it has a lease, it's cash only, and you're financed. You let them know so that when they're zooming on Zillow, they don't think you're inept.
It's under contract.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah,
You know?
That's why I found them like, because it's not current up to the minute.
yeah,
And this is, right?
yeah. Yes, it is.
What is the lifetime with Redfin and Zillow and all of these that they love to show us that are gone?
What is the lifetime?
The
Is it-
lag time between when.
You know what, I
Zillow
really don't know,
reports
I don't keep up on that because,
When the status changes, right? Because if it changed 2 hours ago or yesterday.
no, I get phone calls from agents saying, my listing's not on Zillow. I got one from here yesterday, my listing's not on Zillow.
I don't do Zillow.
And I look under Zillow and I find it, and I go, I found it. That's usually how those calls go. Yeah.
They can steal your listings. Just
Yeah. No, and then another thing, the reason why Zillow didn't have the address, any ideas why Zillow didn't have her address? And I told her assistant, I said, tell her it's between her keyboard and her chair, because she said public address, no. There's a field called public address that you fill out, and if you say no, the address isn't gonna show. But when you call me and say my client didn't get that, the first thing I'll ask you was, did you? Right? So I always imagine, imagine you're playing chess with somebody. Now, when you call me, imagine that, because that's how I think, that's how my brain works. So anyway, however you want to be notified, and if you do want to be notified via text, you have to put your text number in here, okay? You have to put your cell phone number in here, but that's. Now, we've got a couple of new fields that you might not have been aware of, and a couple of old fields I know you're not aware of. They were introduced a number of years ago. City, town, right? Does everybody know about city, town? What does that mean? That means you could do Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. We've asked to put city, town. Apparently the area number of people are still having issues, but we've asked to put that up here. I don't know that they can. We added city, town in 2011, and we told everybody. But you know what? We tell you things and then you forget them. For example, has anybody taken a listing on your T status?
T.
T? Okay. There's a T status that you have a maximum of 90 days it could be under T status. So once it's under T status for 90 days, it automatically goes back active. So I usually look at the new listings, right, from the home page. I look at the new listings and I wonder, gosh, I wonder if those people that were, temporarily off market, these 4 people, I wonder if they realize that their listing is gonna go back active after it's been in there for 90 days. Yeah, and a lot of times agents are not aware of what's going on with their listings, which scares me. But anyway, so some of the new fields that we added city, town in 2011. Total monthly HOA. So if you scroll down to T, you can say, I don't wanna pay more than $100 a month, total monthly HOA. And then of course, the ever popular RV, apparently when everybody was locked up, that's what they did, they bought RVs. So they completely changed, we now have 2 fields for RV. We have RV parking, yes, no, and then the description of it. So you can use that for, wonder how that's gonna go, I don't know. You can use public remarks or agent-to-agent remarks to use what's called wildcard searches.
So if you have just RV parking, you'll get.
If you say RV, yes.
But not all agents do that. They put it in their remarks, so then you miss out on it.
Yeah. No, not agents are not always thorough.
No.
No, but what I mean, so if you just press RV parking and not RV yes or no.
Well, if you're looking for an RV garage, or a, RV garage. Oh, they have these in alphabetical order. I just noticed that. Yeah. So if it has an RV garage, you would assume that's RV yes, but you have to think how these agents think. First of all, they got into a new business, right? Some of them with little to no training. You have a lot of training here, but a lot of agents show up at their real estate company and their broker was gonna train them. Oh, he's not here today, he's out of town. Right?
That's not our program.
Yeah.
He
no.
travels all the time.
Mhm.
Just don't call me when I'm on the golf course.
Why not? He's supposed to look at the phone.
So the one thing I experienced quite often this year and last year was a lot of agents, they didn't change the status once they got a contract. They said, oh, we're just waiting until the deposit is made at title company. I said,
No.
changing status in the MLS says whether you got a signed contract or not,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the status.
Has
And
nothing to do with
it has
originally.
nothing to do with
Correct.
that.
You got an
And this
accepted
one guy
contract.
wanted to argue with me, and then I had to let him know, well, you know, I'm on professional standards. Are you gonna report me? I said, no, but you can't be doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, and he changed it.
I use the, so I'm gonna say in Las Vegas, less than 500,000. So let me come down to city, town.
Can that be added to the agreement that let's say I'm the seller, I don't want my property to be off the MLS until I receive.
You can't let the
No.
seller tell you what you should do if it's not in compliance.
Yeah.
You need to inform your client, no, as soon as we get a contract,
It is
correct me if
divided.
I'm wrong, Mark, as soon as we get a signed contract, we need to change the status.
Absolutely.
Because
It's
Because that's what
a binding, a separate,
It's the rules.
separate
Contract,
contract.
so you have a
it's
contract,
the
show or no show.
contract dictates everything.
You just say show or no show.
So that's part of the contract, if you put
It
it in.
is.
it's
I'm
part of-
looking for
No.
one story, 500,000
Cannot
or
do
less in Las Vegas.
Unless it's no show, unless they choose to show it. Under contract show.
Oh, that's
With
why.
a 2 or more car garage, so we're gonna see that this number keep going down and down and down. And you know what I also suggest, this classification of properties, it's relatively new, usually built in the past 10 years, except for the split level in the 70s, where they have 1.5 stories, meaning the second story is just one big, huge room, but you can live on the first floor. There's also a field you might not have been aware of, that,
1.5?
yeah,
Yeah, I always,
Like
I
the
always
bonus
wonder
rooms,
what
the Brad
is 1.5.
rooms, and
it's defined in the county record. Meaning most of, the house is on one floor, but there's a bonus room or something. Yeah, yeah, so those that, and this, personally, what I did is a clueless 30-something-year-old who only ever lived in apartments because I'm from New York, and I bought a house. And what did I know? The master's on the first floor. 30 years later, that was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, my office is upstairs. That's it, so I hardly ever have
Please,
to.
you're talking 1.5 story, and you said the bonus room can be up. With the bonus room, is the bathroom there or not?
Depends. Some houses have it, some don't.
but would that still be considered 1.5 and not a 2-story?
Well, it's defined by the county.
Okay.
Basically, it's defined by the county. So there's a field, not master. God, I keep typing master. Why do I keep typing master and it's now primary bedroom down, right? We have a field called primary bedroom down.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, it is a great field, yeah. And, so when I do, I want a pool,
Only
definitely,
if it's filled out.
yeah. Results, if I wanna save this as an auto email, our newest thing, nobody has given us any grief about this. New auto email, nobody has given us any grief about texting. That you can text a listing to a client. You can set up an auto email and have them get a text.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Can we go back to existing searches and add that?
Yeah, you can go back into your searches and add that. But they have to give you permission. You can't just, like the politicians were doing to us, right?
Right.
Yeah, spend several days, stop. So you can send a text and they have to opt into texting. Texting is not something that you can do without them actually
Okay,
opting in.
that's good to know.
On their portal.
Yeah,
The other thing you were saying about the 1.5 rooms, where was that?
yeah, that's, sort of,
It's like on the search.
yeah, so it's in, under building description. 1.5 stories.
I always wonder why was I one.
So what is it? It's if the first one's bigger? Or has it?
First floor is living space and then just a bonus room upstairs.
So like a one-story with a bonus.
Like D.R. Horton used to have the brag room, bonus room at that garage.
Let me see if I can find one, because I found some in Inspirata. Okay, here's one. Some of them are built in the '70s, so here's one, half-story under active, when I look at it. It says Maryland Pebbles, so that was built in 1999. They want $300 a square foot. Okay, that's gonna come down, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. But when I click on the parcel number, everybody should know this, so maybe, when you click on the parcel number, it takes you to the county, right? And that's the smartest thing we ever did. God, I'm so glad. And under here, it says 2-story, that's a boo-boo. Should be 1.5 story, yeah, 2-story.
Unless the agent put it in.
Unless the agent put it in.
Yes,
Or
and
the
then I go
tax,
here.
yeah.
Then I go here and I say, county says 2-story. I report them to get them to fix it, so county says 2-story.
I would think putting 1.5 would limit, because not a buyer says, I want a 1.5 story. They either just say, you know, I want a 1-story, or I want a 2-story with a bedroom downstairs.
She's saying it'll go back to the agent?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
it's anonymously going to the MLS department.
oh.
I do this all
And
the
then the
time.
MLS sends out to the agent
Right.
and broker.
Okay.
No, they send it to you too.
Oh, yeah.
How many
What's
get a
the-
day?
So now, so Damon used to get for all 4 offices. I would only get for this, now I'm gonna get for all 4. I'm dreading that.
Yeah.
But
I
MLS,
get 5 or 10 a day
So
now,
what
which
field
is
is
this
it
office.
on here? What field is it?
Well, it's under, they put it as 1.5 story instead of 2-story. So they entered it wrong.
So they
Mhm.
entered it.
Yeah, so if I go back to criteria, let me take out all this other stuff.
So they're gonna miss out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
yeah,
1.5,
exactly.
right?
Who asks for a 1.5? I agree.
That seems-
Remember, I don't have customers, I can include
Right.
those. Yeah.
I
No,
feel like people-
so, and coming soon has been a wealth of information for people. Some people will make offers, allow you to make offers on their coming soon, and some don't. So you have to read. That's probably the thing I hear about from experienced agents most. Agents don't read.
Mhm.
They call up and they say, how do I show this?
Yeah. When it says right in the agent remarks.
Yeah.
How many days when you do a new listing do you have to put all the photos?
7.
7, on day 7. Did
Yeah.
you have to have one?
You have to have at least one. But and they are also, right now we have 50, we're going up to 99.
That's way too much.
I thought
If
50
you
was a
have,
lot.
Because they show the same thing over and
and
over,
know.
and it's like, oh.
you
35
physically
is
see that it has more bedroom than the tax records show.
Oh, you can just call us, we'll get it fixed. Yeah, we'll fix it.
Oh, okay, so the tax record shows less,
Yeah.
so you can change
Yeah.
it.
Well, we have to get our programmer to change that. That's why, we gotta make sure that it matches the county. It's supposed to match the county.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to do. Does it? No.
Well,
Sometimes
but it will match the county, except I look at the house and it's a 5-bedroom, the county's record showed 3.
I don't know, I had a discussion with a broker yesterday, a rich, very, very rich, cheap broker. I don't want the county to know, why not? Because my taxes will go up. You've got the money, he's got a sailboat sitting in God knows where that he's trying to sell. Not even a qualified sailboat, I think it's a yacht, and I'm like, really? You just don't wanna pay the taxes to then changing it to 3 to 5? I mean, I don't know if there's any change on bedrooms, and I really don't, if they change your taxes, but just know that, this is a pretty pricey one, $391 a square foot, so. Right now, we're running between $200 and $300 a square foot, not average. Summerlin's over 300.
Can you show everybody, like, when you click on your name up there, the help and all the videos and everything that's up there?
So, yeah, if you go to here and you go to help, well, first of all, if you have a customer that unsubscribed, you've already been here, you need to go here.
Many agents have no clue that this is in there.
Yeah, and one of the topics is emailing. How does my client opt back in?
Yes, I had that issue.
Yeah.
All those video tutorials in
Yeah.
there.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Only
You
been
know?
there.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of great information in there.
Yeah. And reverse prospecting, very popular now. Very, number one, it has to be your listing. It can't be the person next to you's listing. There's a lot of ownership of listing. Well, I'm on the team. Well, a team means really, what does a team mean? It means something to you, not to us. To us, you're an agent. We're dealing with individual agents, and if you're not that agent logging in to change it, you can't change it.
Listing agent or the co-listing agent.
Do you change, you have an assistant, or?
Do I? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they're probably doing a lot of that, yeah.
What did you click on to get to that?
Oh, help.
Help.
Your
Your
name,
name.
your own name
Oh,
up
your
there.
own.
And
Yeah.
then
And
help.
help.
Again, your customer does not have to create a username and password for one home if they're just looking. If they want a favorite, yes, they do. Okay, if they want to put notes, yes, they do. And then there's agents that call me and say, well, I have a doctor. Like, okay, he's better than us, or whatever, he's on a different plane. And he's not gonna unsubscribe. I'm sorry, you can't send him emails. He's not gonna resubscribe. If somebody says, no, I don't wanna resubscribe, aren't they telling you they don't wanna do business with you? I know. Yeah, so. Any other questions?
Wait, what do you mean resubscribe?
If they opt out, if they unsubscribed, they have to do something to get back to resubscribe. And the comments I've heard from people about doing this, how does my client opt back in, right? They have to send an email to the opt-in email address. And if they're not willing to do that, fine. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, somebody doesn't wanna, it's like somebody not wanting to answer your calls or.
So the ways they can unsubscribe are multiple or just one way?
It's usually in the bottom of every email, there's always an unsubscribe. Yeah, them's the rules, and we gotta play by the rules. But I've had people not wanna do it for the fact of, my client is old. And you know what? So am I. And?
I've had a client that must have worked with somebody else and they were getting emails and they opted out. And when I set them up, they had an issue.
Right, because they had
opting back in.
unsubscribed, yes, that's what, yeah.
Yeah, so they had to give me a new email, because their old email would not
Or
work
they could
when they tried to opt back in, because it was under a different agent.
Yeah, usually if they send the opt back in, it takes just a few minutes to do it.
So if they unsubscribe from a different agent, they can't resubscribe with it?
No, they can.
Yeah, they yeah.
Will it be associated with,
Send the email.
will it be associated with the agent?
Actually, it'll have both agents on there, I'm sure. I can see in my server, I can see the back end in my server, how many agents I've worked with. I mean, that's something I typically reveal to you, but most of the time your buyers are liars or they're cheating on you.
No, that's sellers.
Sellers are cheating on you.
Yeah, they both are.
Yeah, they both are, yeah, But anyway, anything else you have? I think the only office I haven't been to now is Green Valley. The one Jim, that's Jim Sarone, right? Yeah, the one right by my house, so. Yeah.
Well, thank you so
Thank you,
very
Kathy.
much.
Thank you so much.
It was awesome. Hope you all learned something about our MLS today, even, agents that have been around a long time, like Linda, learned some stuff, so thank you so much.
Well, they're always changing the programs, we have to always learn.
I love my favorite phone call.